Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sally sewing tutorial. Please pardon my voice. A little bit under the weather. So in today's video, I'll be making a beautiful gown you saw on the thumbnail with this doshet. I have 4.5 yards of doshet here, which is 4 yards and a half. So we'll start with the cutting. So this is my measurement, the measurement of my clients. I wrote it down here. So I'll be saying it as I cut. So it's a three-quarter gown, not a long gown. So the three-quarter length is 45. Then mind you, it's going to have a joining at that down part where we have that little gathers there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to determine how many inches do I want my length to stop before I join it to complete the total length. So like as usual, I'm going to fold it into a triangular shape like this. So this is my fold, this is my triangular shape. So I'm going to pin it down. So guys, after folding it, so this is a pattern paper I drew. I'll place it this way because I want it to be very full. Like I want it to have a lot of folding. So that is why I'm placing my paper this way. So I've gone ahead to do all my body measurements. So this is the actual bust measurement, which is 41 plus 2 inches. So this is a shoulder. This is the shoulder slope. Our arm opening is 9 inches. So I did my shoulder slope by 1 inches. I came down by 1 inches. I sloped it to from this tip. I measured 3 inches. Why? As the thing is coming here, but the neckline is 3.5 inches. So from here, I'm just going to use my ruler to connect it down to as wide as what I wanted. So let me just say from here, I'm just going to rule it to this part. Please disregard this first line. So I'm just going to rule it. So the total length is 45 inches. So I want my joining to be 10 inches from the down. So I'll minus the 10 inches from the 45 inches and I have 35 inches. So that 35 inches, I'm going to add half inch for the joining at the down part and half inch for the shoulder joining. So I'm going to measure a total of 36 inches. So I'll measure 36 inches all round. So this is how I will do till I get to the end of the fabric. So for my pocket, I'm going to put my tape at the starting point of where the armhole curve is. Then I'm going to come down by 9 inches. So from this 9 inches, I'm going to mark how wide I want my pocket to be. I want it to be 7 inches wide. So I'm going to notch these two ends so I'll know where I'm fixing the pocket. So I'll start with my cutting now. I'm cutting the back first before the front because after cutting the back, I will come and adjust this line I came in by. At the midpoint of the armhole, I came in by half an inch. Then I drew a curve. So I'm going to adjust it before I cut the front. So I'll cut this back and I'll come back and cut the front. So for the neck, I'm not going to use this for the neck. I'm just going to draw another one here. I'll show you what I meant. So guys, I'm done cutting it. Remember, I didn't add any sewing allowance to this pattern. So this is my sewing allowance. So I'm done. I also went ahead to cut the shoulder slope. So now I cut the back and the front together. So I'm going to adjust. I'm going to cut the back, the neck depth of the back, then I'll come and cut the neck depth of the front. So for the neck depth of the back, this is my center back. I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So this is the 1 inch. Then I'm going to draw a slope from here. I'm going to draw a curve from here. So this is it. So I'm done cutting the neck depth for the back. So I'm going to take this back off. But before I do that, please remember to notch so that you have an accurate fixing of your pocket. I'm going to notch my pocket points where my pocket is going to start and end. So after notching it, I'm going to take the back part and complete the exercise for the front. So remember, I've already cut out 1 inches from there. I want the front neck depth to be 3.5 inches. So I'm going to place my tape above 1 inches. Then I'm going to come down with 2.5 inches, giving off a total of 3 point. Then I'm going to connect this curve that I've done already before. Then I'm going to connect it to this part and cut it out. So after cutting this out, there's no zipper on this cloth, so I'll have to make an opening of 2.5 inches to enable it very comfortable and easy to pass through the head. So I'm just going to slash it open. There's no curve that I'm going to do here, just a straight curve. This is going to have a rope across the neck like a bishop collar, but it's going to come down as a rope, a long rope. You see what I mean? So this is that. I'm done cutting the upper parts for this. So guys, next I'm going to get a piece of fabric to cut the facing for this line. I'm not turning it with this, just for this, the purpose of this, because we'll be turning this with like a rope that will form a bishop collar and it will be extended down. So I'll get a piece of fabric, fold it into two, then I'm going to place this on it. So I'll place it this way, then I will trace it and cut it out. So guys, this is my facing. You just to turn this line of the neck. That is the only thing we're using the facing for. We're not turning this part. It's just to turn this. I'm going to show you. So I'll set this aside and come to cut the down part. But before I do that, I'm going to take the measurements of this part, of the down part, to know how wide it is. So that is going to determine how long I'm going to cut the 10 inches that is remaining for the down part. So I have a total of 75 inches on one part of the dress. That means the front part has 75 inches, while the back part has 75 inches. So I have 150 inches. I'm going to do 300 inches of that one, or times 1.5. So I'm going to cut the down part as times 1.5. It's not going to be a full gathers. It's going to just be scantily gathered. So I'm going to cut 1.5 inches of each, which is going to be 150 plus 75, which is going to give us 225 inches. So that is going to be for the down. So guys, I have the down part of the dress now. So I have three pieces of it. Each piece is 2 yards, so that is 6 yards, which is 36 inches times 6. So that will be enough to do this. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'll join all that needs to be joined. Then we'll come back and continue. So guys, I've gone ahead to turn it, the facing, just the line at the neck. You can see the way it is. Then I also went ahead to do the gathers at the down parts, and also I fixed the pocket. So what I did next was to get a long strap of fabric. It's 3 inches wide, depends on how wide you want it. So I have to do a mini gathers on it, not so much. So this is it. So what I'm going to do with this is to place this in between this gathered part and this part of the dress, so something like this. So I'm just going to place it like this at the middle and I'll sew it till I get to the end. Then I also went ahead to cut the sleeve. So I also went ahead to cut the sleeve. It's a basic sleeve, nothing much, just the round sleeve and the armhole, what the armhole circumference is. Then for the down part, it's just like a 90-degree flare that I cut, just like this. It has two steps, the shorter one. So this is the shorter one. So this will be on top of this, then we'll attach it to this. So we still have to use this same rope to sew at the middle after joining this down part to the upper part. So I'll go ahead and do this thing, join it, fix the sleeve to the dress. Then I'll come back and cut the rope that we're going to use for the neckline. So guys, I've gone ahead to fix the sleeve. So this is how the sleeve is looking, and I've attached the ruffles to this dress. This dress is really heavy because the fabric itself is very thick. You can add lining to yours, but I decided not to use lining because the fabric is thick already, and this is the whole 4.5 year that we have in here. So you can see how heavy it is. So I'm done with this. The last thing that we're going to do is the rope at the neckline. That is the last thing, and this dress will be done. So this is what I have. I have a total of 62 inches. I didn't have much fabric left, so I had to do joining at the center back. So this is what I have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for the midpoint of this neck, and this is the midpoint. So I'm going to start sewing it together. I'm going to sew it to this side first, then I'll flip it over and top stitch it with 1/2 inch. Then by the time I get to the end of this part, I'm just going to sew this from the inside to form the rope. So this is what we'll do, and I'll put it on the mannequin for us to see how it looks like. Please remember, do not forget to subscribe. If you're a first time viewer and you're just coming across my channel for the first time, please subscribe and always turn on your post notification to get notified whenever I post new sewing tutorials. So let me go work on this and put it on the mannequin for you to see how it is. So guys, this is the finished look of the dress. Is looking so beautiful and pretty. So this is how it looks. Alright guys, I'll see you all in my next sewing tutorial. Stay blessed and remain blessed.